Why is not speaking to me?
So it will just go live in about...
Not speaking to me.
This
Do
one's
some
faster.
swiping.
Huh?
This one's faster.
Faster? It's not faster. Exactly the same.
Oh yeah, now it is.
But why not speaking? Oh,
Did you upset him some way?
must be. Normally.
I'd say
What?
30 seconds is probably up, so now it takes 30 seconds to go live.
Okay,
So
well,
now we could be...
Keshwanandru has been volunteered. If you're happy to read, search for Sri Krishna this morning, because yesterday we
Krishna.
kind of overran. Oh,
What a show.
I overran Chaitanya Charitamrita. And so we're in chapter number 3, perhaps, is it? Abhinav
Well, it's
Sangha.
got Beyond Christianity, page 91.
Oh, it's not chapter 3, then it's a little bit inside.
Page 91. No, mine's not speaking to me now either. What goes on?
Our tablets have stopped speaking.
Oh, no.
See,
no.
Krishna
Mine-
can change the qualities of everything immediately. And we're in, by the way, if we're online, we're in a very cozy, warm temple room here in London.
Page 9. So we're just starting page 91.
For new chapter.
New chapter.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, Prabhu, it's like the reader.
Hare Krishna. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gaura Hari. So are we online?
Yeah.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Buongiorno.
Good morning. Savadika. Jai
Dandavad.
Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Here we are in beautiful, warm London.
Very
With our
warm.
beautiful, warm family around us under the beautiful, cooling lotus feet of our Guru Varga, Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta, and Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami. And we are reading a wonderful book, in fact, the best book ever, as they all are. The Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful.
Joy.
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 And we are starting a new chapter called Beyond Christianity on page 91. Jai Guru Maharaj. So it's a conversation. In the following conversation, Srila Sridhar Maharaj compares theistic beliefs with some Christian students from America. So the Christian says, can you explain the Vaishnav viewpoint of Christianity? And Srila Sridhar Maharaj replies, Christianity is incomplete Vaishnavism, not full-fledged, but the basis of devotional theism. We find the principle of die to live there to a certain extent, at least physically. The Christians say that the ideal shown by Jesus is self-sacrifice. In our consideration, however, that is not full-fledged theism, but only the basis. It is an unclear, vague conception of Godhead. We are for him, he says. But how much? And in what shape? In what attitude? All these things are unexplained and unclear in Christianity. Everything is hazy, as if seen from far off. It does not take any proper shape. The cover is not fully removed, allowing us to come face to face with the object of our service. The conception of service to God is there, and a strong impetus to attain that. So the foundation is good, but the structure over the foundation is unclear, vague, and imperfect. And then the Christian asks, Christians like the idea of surrender, service, and giving everything to God. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj replies, yes, that is common, but surrender to whom? The Christian says, Christians say that Jesus is the only way. And Maharaj replies, yes, And his way is die to live. But for what? What is our positive attainment? What is our positive engagement in the Lord's service? We must not only submit in gratefulness to the highest authority, but we must have a direct connection with him and 100% engagement in his service, 100%. Simply going on in our own way, praying, "Oh God, give us our bread," going to the church once a week is not sufficient. 25-hour engagement is possible in full-fledged theism. God can engage us 24 hours a day. We must attain that position. Full engagement with him. Everything else is subordinate to that position. And then the next little subtitle is called Adam and Eve Forced to Labor. And the Christian says, there are some Christian traditions that are very, very similar to Krishna consciousness. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj replies, they are very akin in their foundation. We agree that we must sacrifice everything for God. But who is he? And who am I? And what is our relationship? Christianity only gives us a hazy conception. In the Christian conception, when Adam and Eve were surrendered, they had no problems in life. But then they tasted the fruit of the tree of knowledge, calculation of self-interest, and they fell and were forced to live a life of labor. Only a general idea of our relationship with God is given there. Only a general idea. But when we have to define in detail the characteristics of God and in which relationships to approach him, Christianity only gives us a hazy idea. Once, some Christian priests told our Guru Maharaj that Madhurya Rasa, conjugal relationship with God, is also found within Christianity. In the Middle Ages, there was a fashion amongst the Christians to consider Christ as a bridegroom, and some parable is also given where Lord Jesus Christ is considered as a bridegroom. So they said that Madhurya Rasa, the consort relationship, is also found within Christianity. Prabhupada, that's Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada told them that is with his son, with his devotee, not with God. Son, in this case, means Guru, the deliverer. And the next little subtitle is called Father, Son, and Ghost. Maharaj says, their conception of God is the Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Ghost. The ghost is perhaps considered to have the highest position. If it is so, then Christianity ends in Brahmavada Nivesha. Do you follow? And the Christian says, yes, I think you explained before that Brahman means the impersonal aspect of God's existence. Srila Sridhar Maharaj, God the Father means God the Creator. God the Son is Guru. And God as Ghost perhaps holds the supreme position in Christianity over the Father conception and over the Son conception. If that is the case, then their understanding goes to impersonal Brahman. I was once told, says Guru Maharaj, I was told that once in a drama in Germany, they had to show the figure of God. So in some high position in a balcony, they put a figure of grave nature with a grey beard commanding from there. God the Father was shown like that. That is their idea. the fatherhood of Godhead, a grey-bearded old man as God. But from the consideration of rasa and ananda, ecstasy, God should be the center of all different relationships, including sonhood and consorthood. To conceive of God as our Father is an incomplete understanding, for parents are also servitors. He must be in the center, not in any extremity of the whole. He is not simply watching over the whole. The conception of Krishna is that of God in the center. Of all approaches to God, the approach for a loving relationship is supreme. The intensity of that relationship is to be considered, and God must be at the center of all loving relationships. Anandam Brahmano Vidvan. Ananda is the most precious thing ever discovered. And the full representation of the highest Ananda should be considered as the highest absolute, which can attract everyone, not by power, not by force, but by charm. The center of all attraction is Krishna. His attraction is by beauty, by charm, and by love, and not by coercion and force. That is the Krishna conception of Godhead. Jai. And then another question comes, or statement. Christians are afraid to go beyond Jesus because Jesus has warned about cheaters. Then Srila Guru Maharaj says, I'm not speaking about the Christians. I am speaking about Jesus, who has given the ideals of Christianity. I am speaking about the principles of Jesus. He has given some understanding by installments, but not full knowledge. We agree about the strong foundation of theism. Jesus was crucified because he said, everything belongs to my Father. Render to Caesar that which is Caesar's, and render to God that which is his. So the foundation is very good. It is laudable. But that is only the first installment of the theistic conception. Who is my Lord? What is his nature? Who am I? What is my inner self, and what is my connection with him? How can I live continuously in his memory and service? The conception that we are meant for him, designed and destined for him, is laudable, but it must be clarified. We must attain the highest position. All these things are absent in Christianity. Only sacrifice for the Lord is given, and that is all right. It is the basic necessity of the soul. But after that, what is to be achieved? They are silent. Next section, beyond Jesus. And the Christian person says they are afraid to go beyond Jesus. Srila Maharaj, yes, but there is so much grace, so much love in divinity that God can sit on our lap and embrace us. A much more intimate connection is unfolded in Vaishnavism. But if we are afraid to cross the fundamental advice of Jesus, then we become sahajias, imitationists. We must risk everything for our Lord and make our position firm in his service. We must die to live. And what is living? We have to analyze what real life is. And if without dying we want to drag God into our fleshy play, then we become sahajias, imitationists. We must cross the threshold given by Jesus. He has declared, die to live. The Lord's company is so valuable to us that we must risk everything for him. This material achievement is nothing. It is all poison. We must have no attraction for it. We must be ready to leave everything, all our material prospects and aspirations, including our body, for him. God is great, but what is his greatness? What is my position? How can I engage myself in his service 24 hours a day? Here, Jesus is silent. We receive no specific program from the Christians at this stage, so Vaishnavism comes to our heart's relief to satisfy our inner necessity, whatever it may be. Our inner thirst will be quenched there. You may be conscious or unconscious of the many demands within you, but they will reach full satisfaction in its most beautiful form there alone. It is not only that from far off we shall show God some reverential salute, but we can have him in a very intimate way. The ideal of an intimate, loving connection with God has been given by Vaishnavism, especially by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by Srimad Bhagavatam, and in Vrindavan, the land of Krishna. The feeling of possessing anything here in the material world cannot be real. It is a perverted reflection. But that feeling must be present in the original world. Otherwise, what is its origin? From where do the different feelings of necessity within us come from? They must be present in the causal world, for everything is emanating from Krishna. So the hankering of every atom of our body, mind and soul will receive its greatest fulfillment there. This understanding is given by Vaishnavism, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by Srimad Bhagavatam, and by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita.
And just before you continue, I have to go because I have an appointment at 8 and at 8:30 afterwards. So
Okay, Maharaj.
I'm just explaining, so no misunderstanding, I'm leading your class.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Shri
Jai
Krishna
Guru
Ki
Maharaj,
Jai.
Jai
So,
Shri-
but continuing, everything is continuing, but I need to go.
Shri Bhakti Ranja Madhusudana Maharaj Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, I mean, is it all right just to keep reading? Do we?
Yeah.
So the next little section is called Bhagavad Gita, its history and teachings. And the Christian person says, I've heard of the Bhagavad Gita. What is the history of its origin? And Srila Maharaj replies, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, what I am saying to you now is not a new thing. I've already told this to Surya, the sun god, and he delivered it to Manu, the father of man. In this way, this knowledge descended in disciplic succession, and by the influence of time it was finished. Again, I am repeating that ancient knowledge to you. And then Guru Maharaj says, this refers to Karma Yoga. Yeah, it does. This refers to Karma Yoga. Don't care about the result, good or bad. Go on with your duty. Then you can have general peace of mind. Then the Christian asks, what is the message of the Bhagavad Gita? And Srila Sridhar says, there are different stages of education imparted in Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. So many different layers of theism. But pure devotional theism begins where Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityagya. Yes. And then, meaning give up your affinity to all other activities, whether religious or non-religious, and wholly surrender to me. Don't try to push your demands on me, but ask me what will be most beneficial for you. And what shall I do on your behalf? Fully surrender to me, and I will give myself to you. Hare Krishna. And then Maharaj continues explaining that verse in quotation marks. All these other methods and their prospects are more or less effective and valuable, but don't aspire after anything but me. That will be your highest prospect. To want me, to have me, to live in me, to do what I say, to enter into my own personal family in my private life. That will be your highest attainment. Don't aspire for anything else from me. The comparative study of all religious aspirations will show that the highest inner necessity may be satisfied by entrance into my personal private dealings. So that's Guru Maharaj's expanding on Sarvadharma Parityagya. And then the Christian says, Christians think that if we are to be sincere, we should follow the Bible. We take very literally the word of Christ. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, yes, according to one's capacity, he may be enlisted in a particular class. Some will go to Christianity, and after finishing that, if their hankering is still unsatisfied, they will seek somewhere else, thinking, what is God? I want to know more perfectly. In this regard, I can give one example. There was a Professor Nixon in England. He went to fight against Germany in the First World War on the French side. As he was flying over the German lines, his airplane was hit and began to fall. He saw that the plane would fall on the German lines. When I met him here in India, he told me, at that time I prayed, if there is any God, let him save me. And I promise that if I do not die in this plane crash, I will go to search after him. I will devote my whole life in search of him. The plane crashed, and when Professor Nixon regained consciousness, he found that he was behind the French lines in a hospital in France. At that time he thought to myself, there is a God, and he has heard my last prayer. When his wounds were healed, he went straight to England to see some churchmen. He told them, I want to search after God and engage myself 24 hours a day in the service, in the cause of his service. I want to see him. I want to see him face to face. Next section. Bishops, go to India. Amazing bishops. Go to India. He saw many clergymen and even some bishops, and they ultimately advised him, if you want to see God face to face, then go to India. We cannot recommend such a process to you, but we have heard that in India there are yogis who internally connect with the Lord in the heart. You may try your fortune there. So he came here to India, where he met the Vice-Chancellor of Lucknow University. In talking with him, Professor Nixon met the Vice-Chancellor's wife, who was a Gaudiya Vaishnava, a devotee of Mahaprabhu. He was so much charmed by her advice that he accepted her as his guru. Finally, he took sannyas, the renounced order of life, and his name became Swami Krishna Prema. He established a temple here in India and preached about Bhagavat Dharma and Mahaprabhu. He made a comparative study of all religions, beginning from Christianity, and gradually came to Vaishnavism, attracted by Mahaprabhu's gift. One German scholar also said, in all the religious conceptions of the world, the conception of 24-hour engagement with God, Ashtakaliya Leela, has never been given. I have studied all religious theologies, but none could even conceive of 24-hour service to the Supreme Lord. It is only given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Rupa Goswami has given the scientific representation of Krishna, Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He is the reservoir of all possible pleasures, all possible tendencies for satisfaction that we may feel, and even those that we may not feel, are present in Krishna and have their ideal, purest satisfaction with him alone. He is all accommodating and all comprehensive. Whatever satisfaction our inner heart demands can be fulfilled only by him. Then the Christian asks, some Christians are so much afraid to go beyond the Bible that they will not make a study of other theistic beliefs. Srila Srimaharaj answers, according to one's capacity, he will purchase in the market. Sveisvedikari anishta saguna parikirtita. In the market, there may be many valuable things, but the buyer must have some capacity to purchase them. The rishis, the tradesmen of knowledge, have also gone so far as to say, this is the highest, go no further. Similarly, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Svadharma nidhanam shaya paradharmo vayavaha. Don't go further. You'll be doomed. Take your stand here. Go no further. Why is such a great warning given to us? Generally, our teachers advise us, pay full attention here. Only then will you understand everything completely, and your march to the end point will be sincere and satisfactory. Otherwise, sahajism, imitationism will enter your heart. Do you think that in one leap you can capture the summit of the hill? Impossible. You must march, but your march must be sincere. You must make real progress, not imitative progress. This warning is given at every stage of life. This is the highest for you. Give your whole attention to this. Don't be absent-minded and haphazard in your study. Engage yourself fully in this lesson, and the next higher stage will come to you automatically. As a matter of policy, we are told that our present stage of instruction is the highest. When a professor comes to teach a child, he will accept the mentality of the child. He will say, only go so far and no further. This is the final stage. Give your whole attention to understanding this point, and when that is finished, then go further. In this way, by gradual installments, knowledge is revealed. The Christian asks, so there are different stages for different persons? And Srila Maharaj replies, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given his decision in his Tattva Sutra that although when Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna, he engaged himself in fighting, had it been Uddhava in place of Arjuna, after hearing the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, give up everything, surrender to me, Uddhava would have accepted that and gone away from the war field. Upon hearing the same advice, Arjuna acted in one way, but Uddhava would have acted in another. After hearing the first installment of Krishna's instructions, Arjuna tells Krishna in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Jayasi chet kamanas te mata buddhir janadana tat kim kamani gore mam niyojayasi keshava vamishvanaiva vakyena buddhim mohaya shivame tadekam vada nishchicha yeno shayaham apnuyam. And in quotation marks, Guru Maharaj giving the meaning. You say that jnana, knowledge, is better than karma, work. Why then do you want to engage me in this dreadful karma of fighting? Right? You say that jnana, knowledge, is better than karma, work. Why then do you want to engage me in this dreadful karma of fighting? Then Krishna said, you have your capacity in karma. Finish your career. And then you can aspire to come to the level of jnana, inquiry into knowledge. It is not a cheap thing to transcend all activity and attain naishkarmya, freedom from karma. First, finish the course of your karma. Then you will become free from karma. And gradually you will develop transcendental knowledge and devotion. So I say, engage yourself in the present fight. Fighting is not recommended for everyone. Jai Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Radha Giridhari Ju ki jai. Krishna is telling Arjuna, engage yourself in this present fight. Fighting is not recommended for everyone, but for you and men of your section. Okay. And then Christian asks, in your opinion, what stage of God realization? Jai. Hare Krishna. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gaura Hari. Can I hear maybe Arjuna? Maybe Arjuna's listening in, I don't know. In your opinion, what stage of God realization should people be advised to follow? Is the question. And Srila Maharaj replies, Krishna consciousness should be preached in a general way, and people will come according to their inner response. Some might even come to attack us. The communists will say, no religious preaching is allowed here. It's all theoretical. You neglect the concrete world and take the abstract to be everything. By hearing this, the people will suffer, so we won't allow it. That's one stage. Beginning from there are many stages. If you preach to a crowd, those who find a response within their inner hearts will come to you according to the degree of their realization. Their inner demand will bring them in contact with an agent of truth. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj went to the West and preached, and many converted to Krishna consciousness. How was it possible? They were not Gaudiya Vaishnavas, but they felt some inner affinity. While wandering in this world, everyone is gathering some new experience, some new taste. According to the degree of his awakenment, one will respond to a preacher in his own layer. He will find, oh, after so long, I see that there is a possibility of an outlet for the urge I have found in my heart. There is a plane that can satisfy that aspiration of mine. I must connect with him and inquire of that land of my dreams. In this way, they will come to seek the association of devotees. Birds of a feather flock together. According to their inner taste, they will come together and go on with their duties in that plane, at that pace, until from there they can go further to a higher position. Sometimes in the same life, one may change his creed and go higher, and sometimes one may wait until his next birth. And the Christian asks, if the quality of preaching is too high, people may be discouraged. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj answers, it may be too high for one and too near for another. It is not too high for all, for if it was, then how would conversion be possible? So many people are becoming Mohammedans, Christians and Hindus. All Christians were not born Christians. How were those people first attracted to become Christians? There arose in their hearts the hankering for Christianity. When Achyutananda Swami, the first disciple of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, went to my birthplace here in Bengal, a headmaster asked him, we are so near and we cannot appreciate the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How is it that from such a far-off country you have come to sacrifice your life for the service of Sri Chaitanya Deva? And Achyutananda Swami answered, Brahmanda Brahmite Kone Bhagyavana Jeev. We have to acquire this capacity during the course of our wanderings in different positions throughout the creation. We are wandering from this land to that land, from this species to that species. And in the course of that, we gather some sukriti, pious credit. Agyata sukriti means that unknowingly and unconsciously our energy is spent in the service of the Lord. And the reaction comes in the form of some pious credits. And when sukriti becomes more developed, it becomes gyata sukriti, or pious activities knowingly performed. Then shraddha, faith, our inner attraction for the universal truth, comes to the surface. In this way, it may develop from any stage. Even a beast may feel the tendency to serve Krishna. In Vrindavan, so many living entities, trees, beasts, and even the water have acquired their position by consciously desiring it. Although they have accepted an apparently material pose, they eternally hold that position in the service of Krishna. So I think we can stop there because it's one of the longer chapters and the conversation goes on. Any comment, question, anything?
So nicely read.
So beautiful book.
Yeah.
Anyway, many things can be said, but so how fortunate are we to somehow or other being drawn into the family of the Vaishnavas and Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and can hear these things and pray to appreciate them properly and act on them accordingly. So Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshithadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, and Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, and our own dear Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. All the devotees here in London and around the world ki Jai.
Krishna Prabhu
Hare
ki
Krishna.
Jai.
And someone can sing Hari.
didn't sing yet.
Okay, now I will.
He did sing.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Hari Bol. Bala Govinda Rama Shimada Sudana. Girirari Krishna.
Jai. Jai. Oh, glory to Shushi Guru. Guranga Radha Girid Hari Ju Ki Jai. Oh, glory to Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parabhajikachaya Vari Astata Sata Shishimad. Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parabhajikachaya Vari Astata Sata Shishimad. Shri Bhakti Raka Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Glory to Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parabhajikachaya Vari Astata Sata Shishimad. Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. All glory to Shri Gauri Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. All glory to Shri Satchidananda Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. All glory to Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. All glory to the Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. All glories to Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Baladev Vijabhusana Ki Jai. Shri Vishwanasa Kavati Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Narottam Shamananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Padarat Rakana Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Tasa Rakanastic Goswamis of Vrindavan Ki Jai. Swabhashadu Shri Nishtananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Swabhashadu Shri Maha Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath. Varakun Kivi Govardhan Ki Jai, Srila Vivahai Devi Ki Jai, Shruta Bhakta Vigna Vinasaya Srina Singadevi Ki Jai, Bhakta Vivaya Palad Maharaj Ki Jai, Grantavad Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Tavatamrita Ki Jai, Vishnu Vaishnava Vasisabha Ki Jai, Tursi Mahavani Ki Jai, Tursi Parikama Ki Jai, Tadiya Sakamat Ki Jai, Shadiya Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Ki Jai, Vishnu Piyapi Tadiya Sakamat Ki Jai, Sri Dhammayapur Ki Jai, Sri Dhamnapat Ki Jai, Vrindavan Purushottam Dham Ki Jai, Vrindavan Ki Jai, Jagannath Ji Ki Jai, Sri Govinda Kund Ki Jai, Sri Sri Ganga Devaraju Ki Jai, Samaveta Vaishnava Vandana Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Sri Sri Govinda Kund Ki Jai, Sri Sri Ganga Devaraju Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees, glories to all the assembled devotees, Ki Jai. All glories to devotees all over the world, Ki Jai. All glories to Harinam Sankirtan, Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan, Ki Jai. All glories to Harinam Sankirtan, Ki Jai.